All right. Parenting with autism and ADHD. In my case, undiagnosed until late last year. I am 48 years old and I have 4 children, born in 93, 94, 98, and Torin was born in 2007. There's a 9-year gap between Torin and the next oldest sibling, and he's the only one left at home. I have tried to make this video 4 times now, and I keep breaking down crying. I carry a lot of guilt and shame around my parenting journey, and I find it very difficult to talk about. The first word that comes to mind when I think about my parenting journey is fear. I was an anxious, terrified, nervous parent. I was never relaxed. I was never at ease. I was never confident. I ground my teeth flat from stress, developed multiple autoimmune diseases and thyroid conditions, and was diagnosed with clinical sleep deprivation from lying awake at night worrying about them. I believe that autism and ADHD affected every aspect of my parenting journey, and I believe being undiagnosed made it much worse. I believe if I had known, I could have helped my children to understand. I could have sought therapies and help for myself to make it easier. I could have, in general, just have done a better job. Sound sensitivities were obviously a huge issue with 3 young children, Torin having come along later. I was constantly overwhelmed by the noise and constantly trying to find a way to get away from it, which obviously does not go well with parenting 3 young children. Touch sensitivity. I struggled intensely with having all 3 of them on me all of the time. I would get so touched out and so overwhelmed and desperately need my space, but I would never do anything about it because I thought I was a terrible person if I did that. So I just let it build up inside. Those types of sensitivities permeated every aspect of parenting all the way back to pregnancy. Being pregnant was an absolute nightmare for me. I didn't feel the same bliss and joy that other women seemed to. I could not get used to the feeling of having a being inside of me, and it was extremely uncomfortable and almost unbearable the entire time. Don't even get me started on the birth. And breastfeeding, I never got used to it. It was agony for me from moment 1 until weaning, and I have internalized so much intense shame and guilt over that. And I just thought that I was a bad version of a human being because I didn't feel this exquisite bliss that other women seem to feel when they breastfed. Emotional regulation is a big one. How do you teach your children emotional regulation when you're not very good at it yourself? I struggled with this intensely, and it is one of my greatest sources of shame and guilt surrounding my parenting journey. These issues caused me to be too intense and too angry with my children. I really wish I had known about autism and ADHD rage. I really feel like that would have made a difference. We have a good relationship now, and they have forgiven me, but this is something I really wish was more widely known and understood. I think there are a lot of women who struggle with similar things who are terrified to speak about it. I love my children more than life, and I would eagerly lay mine down for them, but I do believe they deserved a better mother. My oldest daughter gave me my first grandbaby a 1.5 years ago, and watching them together is the most beautiful thing. She is so relaxed, so calm, so confident, all the things I wasn't, and I am so proud of her. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. I'll try again with this if you guys want more. I'm sorry this has been so hard for me. I really appreciate you all.